At the end of the year, there are many markers that indicate the year is drawing to a close. Last classes, final assignments, last advising meetings, final assemblies. In the sequence of these events that lead to graduation of the class of 2020, at the center is our Baccalaureate Service. In all of the celebrations, this is a more solemn and quiet event, usually held in the First Church of Deerfield, the Brick Church. One feature of this service that returning students remember is a walk into the town of Deerfield, a walk that so many Eaglebrook students have made in over the nearly 100 years of the school's history. The Baccalaureate is a tradition that is a part of an array of year-end events for many schools and universities. Its roots are religious. When formal school was mostly directed at training ministers in Europe and subsequently in the United States, the Baccalaureate service was a final service those young men, the bachelors, attended, and the school community gathered to acknowledge the honor due them after their years of study, their laurels. Laurels are reserved in Western symbolism for the victors. In our version of a baccalaureate, we honor our graduating students, male and female, with an address, with music and prayer and the reading of the 121st Psalm, which we read together at our first Sunday meeting at the start of the school year, looking out over the Pecumtuck Valley. I am pleased to present our first virtual baccalaureate service to honor the class of 2020.
O God, creator of heaven and earth, be present with us. graciously behold our school community, those assembled here, and those who have gone before us, students and benefactors, parents and teachers, helpers of every sort, who have supported our highest hopes and best efforts. Help us to affirm and be thankful for the great truths that have shaped our lives here, for the emergence of personal gifts and strengths, for the experience of a giving and forbearing community, for the strong web of tradition that gives us place and purpose as we seek meaning in our lives, and for the rich array of loving relationships which nourish and sustain us. Through our song and words, our prayers, our very coming together in this manner, bound by the cords of friendship and sympathy, inspired by the sacredness of time and place, we lift our voices in thanks and praise. Amen.
I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, who hath made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this forth and even forevermore.
There is one person at Eaglebrook that the class of 2020 knows well. Mr. K has guided you through every step of your secondary school admissions process. He is your biggest cheerleader, praising your kindness, your talents, and your academic determination. Maybe he says this to every class, but he believes the historic class of 2020 is the best, the most talented, and the most considerate of all the classes he has known in his over 40 years at Eaglebrook. He has devoted hours to each one of you, made sure your applications were complete, had long talks with admissions officers so that they would know you and all that you could offer their schools, encouraged you when you couldn't revisit schools before your final decisions. And now he's here to talk with you one last time. It is a privilege to introduce your baccalaureate speaker, Mr. Karl Koenigsbauer. Mr. K?
Good afternoon, parents, faculty, students, and especially to the class of 2020. It seems like it was just yesterday that 18 Gold Eagle students arrived on campus. It is a pleasure to be here today, although I will admit, I wish we were at the Brick Church. I'm thrilled to share some thoughts with you as part of your baccalaureate ceremony. And while the faculty are sad there is no on-campus commencement, your time at Eaglebrook is not necessarily measured so much by the ceremony, but about your experience. When Mr. Chase asked me to address the class in early January, I was honored to be asked, and I immediately thought, what a nice way to end my Eaglebrook career after 44 years on the Hill. The plan in January was to retire this June. However, plans change, and I will return this September. Fortunately, Mr. Chase did not change his mind to have me address the class of 2020, a class that ranks right up there as one of my favorites. After agreeing to speak to you today, I started to reflect on the 43 baccalaureate talks that I had heard over my years, and I started second-guessing myself. Questions that loomed large during several sleepless nights were, will I be able to present a meaningful message that will resonate with members of the class of 2020? With parents and with faculty? Will my fear of heights affect my delivery from on high in the Brick Church? Will JJ and Max stay awake? Will I lose track of where I am in my speech? Let me see, where am I? Okay, well, here I am, addressing students in a school that chances are I would not have gained admission to, given my 7th grade GPA and SSAT scores. As we all know, there have been changes since early January. Who would have predicted that our on-campus learning would come to an end at the end of February, and that Zoom would become a household term around the world? I would be less than honest if I did not say that I am COVID-19 exhausted and on Zoom overload. So if you do not mind, I am going to steer clear of such words as uncertain and unprecedented, but rather focus on why you, maybe, decided to step out of your comfort zone and enroll at Eaglebrook. While there are a number of reasons why each of you chose to attend Eaglebrook, the primary reason for most of you, I believe, maybe all of you, was to achieve success. Success is defined by the dictionary as attaining wealth, prosperity, and fame. After thinking about the dictionary definition, I decided to reach out to several members of the class of 2020 to get their take on what success means to them. My subject line in the email was titled Help, which resulted with every student that I asked replying to my request. The fact that every student was willing to help me speaks to their supportive and helpful nature. But that is a different baccalaureate talk. The only ground rule I asked was that they please not use a dictionary. I also assured them that they could not be wrong. Within 15 minutes of sending the email, I received my first reply. Suffice it to say, I was amazed, as it is rare that I hear from students when I send an email. Over the next 24 hours, I received an impressive range of thoughts from our sixth formers on what success means to them. While time does not allow me to share every response, I wish to share a few with you and to offer a challenge to Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition. Declan defines success in a pretty succinct manner by saying, success is when you have a goal and you accomplish it. Landon sized success up this way: the most important marker of success is when someone improves the lives of others. Liam summed it up by saying, success is not always about bettering yourself, but others. Take that, Merriam-Webster. Alex found time between the 9th and 10th hole on the golf course to pass on his definition of success to me. And I quote, success is not how much people think you did or how much money one earns, but rather how you feel about after completing a task. Evan approached it similar to Declan with a short but effective reply. Evan says success can be attained by anyone with the will to work hard. Ryan is convinced that success is not measured by merit, status, or wealth, but success to him is defined by overall happiness at one's being. The last response, and I must say I'm rather biased towards Lucian's response, as he made my day when I read his definition of success. Lucian's take on success means accomplishing a goal that you set for yourself, whether it be something more complicated, whether it be something simple, like getting up in the morning, or something more complicated, like getting into your first choice secondary school, or even getting into your third or fourth choice secondary school. It depends on how you frame it. Words any placement director loves to hear. For those of you who shared your definition of success with me, I thank you. I only wish I had the time to share everyone's well-stated reply to my request for help. After throwing my dictionary out the window, I turned my attention to the how part of success. How does one achieve success? Suffice it to say, there is plenty of advice available on the internet, so much so that I shut down my computer and decided to reflect on 3 pieces of advice that I have shared with parents, students, admissions officers, and teaching colleagues over the years. My first key to success is developing people skills. Teddy Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, actually agrees with me. I quote, "The most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people." A highlight of my job is meeting people. Every fall, I will meet with 50 to 60 admission officers. Many of these are admission officers I have worked with for several years, but there are always 20 to 30 who are new to the field, inexperienced, nervous when they arrive in my office. To help break the ice, offering a cup of coffee goes a long way at creating a comfortable setting to begin a conversation to get to know one another. The relationships that are formed at these meetings are invaluable, especially in the month of February when I review candidates with admissions directors. Leaving my office with a pint of maple syrup as a thank you for visiting is always appreciated. Establishing a solid work ethic is my second key to achieving success. Having a good, strong work ethic will allow you to establish yourself as a dependable and committed individual who will put forth the necessary effort to meet the task placed in front of them. Meeting deadlines, especially meeting them early, is a quality that will only make life easier in the long run. It will also allow you to become effective as a contributing member of the organization that you're associated with. And my third key is kindness. Acts of kindness will open doors in ways that will make you respected and appreciated. Being kind is easy. It can be defined by simply holding a door open, arriving to class on time, complimenting a teammate for passing the ball to you, or saying thank you to people who may not always receive a thank you for all that they do on a daily basis in making Eaglebrook Eaglebrook. Each of us has his or her own definition of success, as our sixth formers proved with a variety of definitions they shared with me. Similarly, each of us have our own ideas on how to succeed. There is no clear-cut, simple, well-packaged answer to finding success. But it does not mean that you cannot pave your own path to achieve success. I encourage you to use your successful experience as the foundation for you to find success at your next school and in the years beyond. In closing, I wish to thank the parents of our sixth formers for loaning us your children. We are a more successful school because of your sons and daughter. To the class of 2020, you will clearly be remembered as the class who courageously navigated what hopefully will be the most disappointing months of your educational career. But in some way, it may turn out to be your finest hour. You have made a difference in my life, so I thank you. Take care, and please remain connected. Connected with your friends and Eaglebrook, especially Eaglebrook, as we, the faculty, share your pride when you succeed. Congratulations, and best wishes for a healthy, safe, and enjoyable summer.
Come and find the quiet center in the crowded life we lead. Find the room for hope to enter. Find the frame where we are freed. Clear the chaos and the clutter. Clear our eyes that we may see all the things that really matter. Be at peace and simply be. Silence is a friend who claims us, cools the heat and slows the pace. God it is who speaks and names us, knows our being, touches base, making space within our thinking, lifting shades to show the sun, raising courage when we're shrinking, finding scope for faith begun. In the Spirit let us travel, open to each other's pain. Let our loves and fears unravel, celebrate the space we gain. There's a place for deepest dreaming, there's a time for heart to care. In the Spirit's lively scheming, there is always room to spare.
O Lord, we ask you to look with favor upon the class of 2020. Bless and guide them wherever they may be. Strengthen them when they stand, comfort them when they are discouraged or sorrowful, and raise them up if they fall. Give them courage to face their challenges and humility when sharing their strengths. Help them to become faithful stewards of the gifts of our planet, to learn to marshal its resources wisely. Grant them the determination of the tide, the patience of the mountains, and hearts open like the sky above. May they find peace and fellowship wherever their travels take them. May they seek to serve others with the activity of their minds and hearts. And may they understand the place of divine and human love in all that they do and in all that they are. This we ask earnestly and fervently in your name, with grateful and loving hearts. Amen.